Hey guys! So I'm sorry I haven't made a video in such a long time. Thank you for sticking around, by the way. It's been a crazy summer. I've been awfully busy, but not only that, I've been having some technical difficulties. So as soon as I sort everything out with that, I will be making more tutorials and makeup related videos. But for now, this one's just going to be something totally different. I wanted to share my story about my excessive sweating, also known as hyperhidrosis. Now just keep in mind, little disclaimer I guess, I haven't done any scientific research, or this isn't going to be medical advice at all. This is just strictly my experience with it. And I'm just going to tell you the story about like how I discovered that I had an issue when I was really young. Basically, it started like during the time that I was going through puberty. I think I was in 5th grade. And so, just in case you don't know, excessive sweating, also known as hyperhidrosis, has something to do with overproduction of sweat, and it can show up through your armpits, your feet, your hands, your face, also known as cranial hyperhidrosis, and it can basically pop up in one particular area, and it's very, it's excessive, it's bothersome, it causes social anxiety, it's really bad. And I've heard different statistics, but I've heard like 1 out of 5 people have it. I've also heard 1 out of 4. I've also heard 1 out of 50. So it's pretty common, but for the majority of people who don't have it, the people who do are really embarrassed by it. So I just wanted to kind of talk to you about my personal experiences to hopefully like help you and things like that. So anywho, I was in 5th grade. And during that time, for some reason, I thought it was cool to wear like really baggy clothes all the time. I wore like huge t-shirts, like men's t-shirts, and really big loose flannel pajama pants. I don't know why I thought that was cool. Maybe like my mom just let me do it too, because maybe it was the style or something, but that's what I wore. I just wanted to be comfortable and I didn't care. Everyone else was wearing what they were wearing, but that's what I wanted to wear. And then all of a sudden, one day, I decided to go to school wearing a very tight-fitting, like basically a shirt that fits like this, a gray t-shirt. Or no, it was actually long sleeve. I remember that day very well because I went to school for the first time in a shirt that fit me. And a bunch of people were noticing. They're like, Sisette, like, did you lose weight? You look so different. What's up with that? And I was feeling all confident and good about myself. And then me and my friend, Jocelyn, we went to the bathroom together, and I lifted my arms up to fix my hair. I looked in the mirror, and there was 2 big wet spots right here. They were so big and noticeable, and I was like, oh, and I kind of looked over at my friend, and my friend was like, is that odor? And I was like, no, that's not what it is. I didn't know what it was. This never happened to me before. I was just in shock. I'm like, what's happening to me? Like, why are my armpits all wet? This is so gross. So I continued to kind of wear like those tight-fitting shirts. I didn't know what was going on with me, by the way. Like, I don't think I even wore deodorant at the time. Not that it would have made a difference. But like through 5th and 6th grade, I continued to wear those tight-fitting shirts because I got a lot of compliments. They were more flattering. That's just, my style was developing, I guess you could say. So that was the style. I just wore like tight-fitting long sleeve shirts all the time. And my problem continued, and I would try to wear deodorant too. I wore like the regular powder foundation, regular like powder scent deodorant, and nothing like fixed it. I always had like big wet spots under my arms, and it made me very insecure. It was uncomfortable because it felt wet. So anyone who has experienced this kind of can probably relate to what I'm going through or what I've gone through, but I've always like kept my arms by my side so nobody could see, or I'd wear like baggy sweaters because then it wouldn't show up, or like I would just do everything I could do to try to hide it. And one day a girl like pointed it out to me. She's like, Sisette, it's wet under your arms. And I was thinking like, I know, I can't do anything about it. Like, do you think this is on purpose? Like, thanks for pointing it out, but I know it's there and there's nothing I can do about it. So for like years, basically all through the beginning of high school, this was a problem. Like, I would just try to do things to disguise it. I would wear loose clothes or like wear different colors. Like if I wore white or lighter colors, it wouldn't show as much, or black. But if I wore gray or some color in between, then it would really show. So I would just have to be careful about what I wore. And it was really hard for me for those few years, just because like it's awkward, embarrassing. I never saw anyone else with this problem and I thought there was something wrong with me. So like all throughout the beginning and end of high school, actually, like it started to bother me less, but it was always still there. And I would just wear like regular Dove deodorant, like the original, and I felt like it kind of helped sometimes. And then I also went to the doctors and they said that I had hyperhidrosis. The doctor prescribed a clinical deodorant, not a clinical deodorant, but it was like a prescription strength deodorant because it was so bad. And I tried using it for a while when I was about 15. It worked really, really well. But after a while of using it, it was really harsh on my skin and I would get big black scabs underneath my armpits because that's where I would sweat the most. I've always had sweaty hands, even since I was a little kid in preschool. I remember like not wanting to hold people's hands because they were so sweaty. But yeah, as I got older, the problem became like underneath my armpit. So I would get these big scabs, and so I didn't want to use that anymore because it was really itchy and it burned. And it was just not good. So I don't know, as I got older, like it wasn't till I was about, I don't know, maybe like 23-ish that I discovered this clinical deodorant. And I don't know if this is somewhat new within the past like 5 years or so, but I knew that I needed clinical strength deodorant. And trust me, I've tried everything under the sun. I've tried Arid, all the brands, everything you can think of. And this one right here, the Dove Clinical, is the only one that's actually worked for me. I've tried the different brands too, like I think Suave and Secret. They all have like a clinical brand of the deodorant. And the Dove one, for some reason, with my body, this is like the only one that works. And so usually I put this on at night. Actually, I put it on at night and in the morning. But it has aluminum chloride in it, and that's the active ingredient that blocks the sweat. And I know you might think that when if this is blocking my sweat glands, then it wouldn't be good because like where am I going to sweat? But trust me, you have a bajillion other pores in your body that you can sweat from. You'll be fine. So that's what I used to help with my hyperhidrosis. And honestly, like right now, like sweating is not an issue for me at all. I carry this with me everywhere I go, and even before I discovered this deodorant, I carried the Dove deodorant with me everywhere I went just because it's always on my mind. Like I really understand how bothersome it can be to just feel like wet underneath your arms and feel insecure, and you don't want to talk to anybody about it. You don't think anyone will understand, but it's really more common than you think, and you can get through it. Just talk to your like parents or your doctor and try to get something that's going to work for you, because there are things out there. Like I said, the main ingredient in any of these prescription strength deodorants are going to be aluminum chloride. And a misconception about this for people who don't really know, it's not like when you have this, it doesn't cause really bad BO. Like you don't smell at all. It's just excess water. So it's like just wetness. It doesn't like have a scent, or at least it doesn't for me. So that's not an issue. And yeah, I can say now confidently that I do think it gets better as you get older. Some people get it when they're older, and so I just think that I wish that I knew, or wish that this deodorant existed when I was much younger, because it was a really bad thing to go through. I tried everything. I tried putting tissues under my arms. I tried taking a maxi pad, I would cut it in half, and I would put the sticky side to the underneath part of my shirt, and I would try to use that. That didn't work because it would be too hot under there. Yeah, it's... If anyone else has gone through this or knows what I'm talking about, please leave a comment in the comments below if this is something that you're suffering with as well. And try this deodorant if you haven't tried it already. Like, who knows, it might work for you. If not, definitely want to talk to people, talk to your parents, talk to your doctor. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's totally normal. And I just wanted to share my experience. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video, which will hopefully be soon. Thanks.